A dramatic reenactment of the good news.
I feel like this
No.
is in Critical Role when they all yell profanities at Brennan before he does the intro, just to try to get
That's
him to
like my
laugh.
favorite
I
thing.
literally was prepping a few profanities for you, but
Profanities!
Welcome one and all to the ethereal arc.
I completely forgot that Brennan had taken over for Matt Mercer and had the biggest panic attack that he had died. And that's why Brennan had taken over because Matt couldn't do it. And I was like, and then my brain kicked him. And oh my God, I've never been happier.
even worse, it's like Highlander rules. Like Brendan had to kill Matt Mercer.
Yeah, I believe it.
I
It's like there's
know.
one nationally recognized dungeon master. It's been a good decade for you, Mercer, but Matt Colville always knew his spot. Mark Humes is staying over across the pond.
There's
It's
only
time.
one Dread DM.
To the
Mercer.
dread.
Brennan has now taken over as Dread DM Mercer.
The Dread Master Mercer.
Poor brain.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Session 46 here, in our lovely space opera. You are deep in the midst of a poker sting. In fact, I should probably watch the movie The Sting again, because that's a fun one. However, yours is playing out.
I'm not interrupting.
You're
No, you
Um,
have to do the starting.
good. Um, yours playing out slightly differently, but still off to a pretty good start. No major hitches. Um, Up top we have Elior playing an incredible game of Flux, with the current high hand pulling off an incredible switch for his uh man, I wish there's a better word for that. Um, Power suit aces, and took away almost 400 credits in the hand and set the buy-in, which was enforced by Nine Fingers to everybody else at the table, to a rather hefty sum of 308 credits apiece, on top of the 32 that's going to cost for everybody to enter round 6 of this competition. The pot, the center of the table, sits at 2,072 credits. We've got a situation. Goron has just breached the threshold of a debt. And as the rules are fairly strict, he is currently able to buy back in 750 credits and put himself actively squarely in second place with 500 credits now. Slider is not looking very good with 19. Nine Fingers himself sitting very low with only 43 credits. Dovik and Zilbar in the hundreds. Zebo, having won one hand, is in 330. And 887 is where our man
Vincent.
Vincent. I was like, why is
Vincent.
Fernando the name coming to mind? I know that's wrong.
See, I got
Fernando
Vincent, and then that was it.
Marticello,
I was like,
your twin brother. Vincent Marticello. Up top with you, Vankara, taking a look, watching the goings on, trying to aid in the distractions, not once but twice now, to make sure that people are getting set up. Bjorn, tucked away in the far back corner of the room, keeping an eye on all manner of things, having recently noticed a little bit of a situation from what seems to be the head goon here, Seed. Yeah.
Lissa just texted me she's not going to be able to make it tonight because of baby.
That's fair. I will continue the recap in just a second because of baby.
No, I can do that.
Okay.
Baby.
Yeah.
Noticing a little bit of odd behavior from this gentleman. Part of it seems like he may be setting up his own people having noticed planting some unseen item or substance on the back of one of his goons, Ralph, his coat, and also seeming a little shifty, pretending to drink and feeling uneasy about the position that Nine Fingers is putting people in, perhaps under a different script than his current boss might expect. That added to the interaction that you had with him outside, Bjorn, noticing that he looked a little bit more weathered out there than he does in here. Curious if that's happening to everybody else on his crew, but there's definitely some form of glamour going about for at least a couple members. Although quick glances at people like Nine Fingers and your own party would tell you that it's not necessarily a blanket glamour going on over the entire place. You notice of the two bodyguards that came in with Nine Fingers, one of them is wallowing away in his tray of fried food, wondering where his potential girlfriend could be. The other still missing. Potentially had walked into the bathroom, potentially had walked into the kitchen, though when you went to the bathroom yourself with his friend, it was empty. Not a lot of other exits for this gentleman to have gone. Beetle pretends to sleep in the corner. Tenebris, the only one who is kind of been marked as not present by Seed. And as the game continues, he's getting more and more suspicious of where she could be. Where, indeed, taking the freight elevator in the back down to the basement, River and Tenebris found.
You were so close.
That's like way bad. That's like a long time ago bad. Wow.
That's really bad.
Man, I was like doing really good too.
What happened?
I called you River. Click and Tenebris found themselves in a very sketchy potential chop house, potential back alley
Made me happy.
surgery room. It's kind of unclear. You did find some cybernetic folks tied to some vertical tables, cords and wires plugged into them. Leaving most of them unharmed, you did fry the brain of one of them. Seemed to at least short the wires that were there, though no other major reaction occurred. You did hear, in muttered deep speech, the phrase, hang on, let me get this one right. Aetherjack, come take me. The others seem to be in a state of semi-unconsciousness, and unless I'm mistaken, I believe you left them be.
Yeah, no, we didn't touch them.
Deciding instead, following the path of the electricals, you went up to the first floor, seemingly a lobby. You noticed a few things pretty quickly. A table off to the right, barely hidden by a column. Think entry to the bank in the first Matrix movie. Guards sitting playing their own game of poker. One a turtle with his back to you. One a Goliath that just is the one to start taking a look as you walk out of the elevator. And someone unseen off to the side, although it becomes clear that they are a Yuan Ti, as your entrance has caused a bit of a stir. Trying to lie about this not being the bathroom, I think was your tactic. Click, moving swiftly, trying to get into the shadows of Tenebris.
That was Tenebris.
Yeah, I was like, no,
Was
my
that kind of
my job was
social
hiding
was
under her
Tenebris.
skirts and failing.
neither necessarily effective, though a quick thinking gust of wind made the belief that an invisible person was running past. And in a moment of initiative being called, it seemed like the turtle was perhaps caught in the direction where the gust of wind went. The line from Tenebris, while not causing immediate interaction, the notice of perhaps somebody sneaking in behind her caused enough suspicion for the remaining guards to start jumping to action. As the turtle throws his daggers at the gust of wind and the Goliath begins to stand up, Yonti throws the table, rushes around a column, and seems to throw their arm, a bangle coming undone from it, landing on the ground in a clank, and snakes appearing in its place. On the far side of the room, you also noticed a cage, sort of hidden in darkness and shadow. Just noticed something within, something itself dark and shadowy, unclear, but it's a tendril, a tail, a tentacle, some combination of the three, reaching, sensing in the darkness. So, as we begin, Tenebris, you rolled highest in the initiative. You started, I believe, with a Hunger of Hadar in the center of the room.
Yes.
When did they change the layout of D&D Beyond?
Hmm.
They just changed all the
Okay,
menus and
actually.
shit.
What?
Yes, D&D Beyond's different.
Okay, I'm not refreshing my page then. I'm just gonna sit here and not touch anything.
No, like all the menus are different, so I just noticed. Sorry. Instead of collections, it says like play D&D, and like rule, like all the titles are different.
They updated the UI.
Yeah.
Also, Ben is muted, but that's okay.
Am I behind the times on that, Ben?
When did I mute myself? Why does everything have to look like an iPhone menu?
I don't know.
Honestly.
I don't like it.
It's
Yeah, I was gonna say I like
do
the
you
other one
wanna-
better.
Do you want to know why? The real reason why? It's because our generation is the last generation who knows actually how to use computers and menus and things like that. And we've oversimplified UI so that younger generations never actually learned how to go through menus. They just need the button that says what to do. And
This
it
is
confuses them if they have to go through menus.
this is accurate from my understanding of the science.
Okay.
Speaking of
And-
cyberpunk dystopia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
real quick, speaking of cyberpunk dystopia, I'm on the condo board because I have nothing better to do with my life.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And everyone here is old, so it gives them not a working body, but a more youthful body to
Yeah.
do shit. Our property manager has been so shit that when the assistant managed the entire fact that we didn't have garbage bins for 2 days, I wrote an email to Heather, who's like the head of the board, and our property manager, CCing the assistant, being like, she did an incredible job. He emails us all back, her boss, and says, can you leave her a Google review? And I paced about that for 3 days. I was like, do you not do her performance review? Does Google do that now? I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
That's unbelievable.
So, yeah, no. We're that much closer to me actually just calling voids into this reality.
No, thank you.
Mark Zuckerberg just personally visits her house and is like, hello, here's your performance review.
That would be horrifying.
If Mark Zuckerberg comes to my house, I'm enforcing castle doctrine. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you're here, but you need to not. And it's going to be a problem.
I'm so
We
glad
were
that's not an
rooting.
option.
We were all rooting for you.
Sorry.
Did I catch the Yuan Ti in the Hunger of Hadar?
Yeah, so
And
that's what
why
I
is
wanted
it?
to that's what I wanted to ask, because what we didn't do, because we rolled, but technically the hunger hits them first at the if they start or end their turn there.
Yeah.
So when I didn't take the damage when she started there, or when she ended there. So she failed the roll for starting there, and I was just pulling up if she had to roll again, if she ended there.
And um,
It starts its turn there. It takes so 2d6 cold damage if you want to roll that,
2d6 cold.
and then a dex save and an additional 2d6 acid. So let me dex save for her. That's gonna fail. That's a 2.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So that's 10 cold damage at the start of her turn. And then 9. I like these dice. 9 acid.
Yeah.
No, I've got them backwards. No, I don't. It's 10 cold and then 9 acid at the end. Sorry.
Let me just sorry, I downloaded all of you to go faster.
No, that's not how that works.
I know. I wanted it to be. I know these are illegal tools, and I can't be sad that the illegal tools aren't working how I want them to, but like a little bit. Like, we gave D&D Beyond a lot of money. I'm just using a different tool to look at that stuff now. I paid for most of this.
Just a little bit of piracy is happening. What's
Yeah,
some
just-
piracy between friends?
Just a touch of piracy.
Listen, are you ever gonna have a D&D campaign that does not have a touch of piracy?
Oh my god.
So far, no.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if I've told everybody my touch of piracy story, which is why I actively do not pirate things anymore. But we are deep enough into this game that can be a story for later. But freshman year of college was a wild west. Go potty, please, kiddo.
Or the pirates will
Um,
get you.
the pirates will get you is right. Perfect. Okay, here's my character. So I just wanted to check if there's acid resistance, but there is not. Okay, so that is full 19 damage. That's pretty good. All right. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, the Yonti ends her turn, throws out 3 snakes. They are just outside of that hunger ring.
Mhm.
Actually, is that a visible ring?
It
Can she see
will
that?
be
Sphere of
because
blackness. Yeah, okay.
yeah. So it's a sphere of blackness. Inside it also sounds different. So there would be that.
Okay.
It sounds
But you
slurpy
know
in
what?
here in this hallway.
But she's blinded. So I'm going to say she doesn't actually, she might not be able to get the snakes outside of the ring because she can't see where outside the ring is. So she's heading towards where she saw you before you made it blind. And I'm going to give her a roll for directionally of where she ends up facing to see if she throws them actually deeper into the circle or not. You will be north, so 1, and then go around clockwise. 4 behind her. So she knows where she is and she gets there, but with the squicks and the whispers around, she probably thinks she hears you moving, gets a little caught off guard, and as the bangle falls off her arm and falls, they will actually fall just in the center of the room. Just to give you an idea, you're effectively looking at, I would call so they were just too far from you, from there. So the table is about, I want to say it was 40 feet away. The door itself is probably just about 100 feet far. And the cage itself is, yeah, probably 40 feet on that side, ranging to about like 60 total on the left of you. Room itself is probably 60 wide. So not crazy big. So you've been able to take a lot of this area with your 40-foot sphere of this. So yeah, we're pretty much right in the center of the room. 3 snakes fall and they don't have a clue where they are. They're pretty close to where the turtle is right now. That is the Yonti's turn. With that, Click and Tenebris, you both hear I imagine you can kind of hear the whispers and the squelching from the Hunger of Hadar.
No, you can only
No,
hear that in it.
only inside. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I hear it, but I hear it.
But click isn't okay.
But Click doesn't have to hear it.
And then
The Hunger of Hadar sound is only in the Hunger of Hadar.
So don't
you
go
don't
in
have
it.
to hear it.
No, you
Well,
also
it's
can't
more
see
you
it.
don't hear the squelching.
It's a little light squelching.
Yeah.
You do hear movement, a low growl from the cage. Both of you go ahead and make a perception or animal handling check.
I didn't put it up at all because I told you I wasn't gonna fix it again. I love you. Good night. Absolutely not. I love you. Have a wonderful birthday. I don't know why anybody would have two of these.
Yeah.
No idea. Happy day.
Christina, please go ahead and roll
My
perception
higher
or animal
one is
handling.
perception.
I got it.
This Steam sale's a problem.
Should pull it up in a second.
It's
Oh no, my Steam Deck's in that room. I don't want to move.
it's real bad.
I was gonna say when Pat was like, I have to watch Sting. I haven't seen that, but I also haven't seen Casino Royale.
Oh,
And Casino Royale is the one where Mads Mikkelsen is sitting like this, and they're playing him and James Bond are playing poker. And there's a meme where he's like, "Space Marines, Mr. Bond." And it's all Warhammer, and that's the only place I've ever seen it. And I'm like, I could, you know what? I could watch Mads Mikkelsen all night. I think I could
that's
be okay
fair.
with that tonight.
Lunar, have you ever watched the television adaptation of Hannibal?
No, but I don't think I've seen. We didn't do Hannibal in school, so I didn't.
Okay. So they do not, well, Hannibal is in the cannibal Hannibal, who
Not the Carthaginian general.
yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that then.
So they don't include Silence of the Lambs, so you don't have to deal with the transphobia, thank God. But
Okay.
they adapt Red Dragon, and I forget the other one. Mads Mikkelsen plays Hannibal Lecter, and he's phenomenal. It's so good.
He's one of those people who I saw him in Death Stranding and was like, that's a man. I like the look of that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And as of late, all I can see is Cliff just like coming out of the fire, and I'm like, okay, I need to see what else this man is in because holy shit, I might be able to just listen to him forever. I might have found a man that I could get into, and this is great.
Friends, I found a man.
I had a friend who was deep in the Hannibal fandom and loved Mads Mikkelsen, so
I don't know if
yeah. I would say
Hannibals make me that's one of the things that I'm like,
and that show leans really deep into it. Like part of the
yeah,
thing that makes it interesting is there's a lot of scenes where he's serving people because this is before he's in jail. He's serving guests food, and it's really unclear what meat he's cooking, and like that's supposed to make you uncomfortable. And
oh yeah.
but Gillian Anderson's in it, and I forget who else, but it's good. So that's how I got introduced to him, and I was like, I don't want you to eat me, but like, could you eat me a little bit?
I really what it is I just want to see him in a suit because nothing makes men more attractive than a suit. But it can also ruin a man.
I know.
See, I take that, but think Mads Mikkelsen in a fuzzy bunny onesie outfit.
I don't do mascots or fursuits, and that just both is bad. and it's a bad time, and I don't know what you were trying to achieve, but I think I went
I
the
don't know
wrong
what I was
way.
trying to achieve either. I was just delighted with the idea of him being like playing Warhammer at the Casino Royale
Oh
table
no, if
in
he's
a
playing
funny suit
Warhammer, then
outfit.
yeah, obviously he's in a bunny suit because those fuckers are
He
weird.
walks to the table and it's just squeak, 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 squeak.
Yeah, no, people who play Warhammer are weird. So
I just sent you a picture of Lunar. Sorry. Continue.
We have like 4 new Silent Hills. Why isn't Mads Mikkelsen in a Silent Hill yet?
because
Asking the
he's
right
not
questions.
campy enough.
That's true.
Because
He's too
Kojima's been
good.
too busy taking him for everything.
Kojima doesn't do Silent Hills, my love.
No,
Wait.
but Kojima puts Mads Mikkelsen in his games.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because he makes games that are serious, and Mads Mikkelsen does good acting.
Wait, Death Stranding is supposed to be serious?
Something like that.
I assume when you're not walking, it's very serious, but I didn't get to any of those points. I got stuck in a tar pit, and then I couldn't load far enough back, and I soft locked myself and decided that that was a sign.
Know how you do. Click. What did you get for a perception or an animal handling check?
Sorry, I went out for toddler and I forgot. So give me a sec. Perception 17 plus 3 20.
20. You see as Tenebris sets these otherworldly powers into motion, and the air itself blinks out. You have a picture, one of where everybody was. So you would have disadvantage to attack the 3 or now 6 creatures within it. But you saw close enough where they were that you'd still be able to take shots at disadvantage. However, you do notice a little more clearly now that there's some motion. The figure that was on the ground has sort of started to stand. And it's really tough to make out exactly what you're seeing. It is a muscly sort of, you want to say quadrupedal, but there's
No.
2, 4, 6, 8 legs, 6 legs, 10
Not-
legs.
Not an insect.
It's tough to tell. Everywhere you look, you see what looks like this almost shadowy, rippling muscle kind of move. And as it seems to twitch, you can't tell if it's another one moving behind it or the same leg just morphing in some way. The shadows around make it tough to tell exactly, but in some way, the darkness in the center of the room has almost anchored something, and you're able to just make out against this even sharper darkness. With a 20, Click, you probably have never encountered, but I'm sure that Lyra told you stories of some of the more dangerous missions the crew went on, deep in certain forests, mostly shadows, some of the fiercest predators. The most dangerous thing about a displacer beast is when you try to attack
Fucking
it,
called it.
it is almost never
Sorry.
where you think it is. And as you sit there trying to tell if there's 1 or 2 creatures in there, it clicks to you. Click that there is just one. But where exactly it's positioned itself in this cage is a bit of a mystery. Its guard is up. And I would say with a 20, You would probably. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I have see invisibility up also. Can I tell which one is real?
No, see invisibility is see invisibility. It's not see illusion.
But can't I see through illusions?
No. Your old goggles that River had could see invisibility and through illusions and through walls. You don't have a relic. I will double check, but I don't believe invisibility gives you yeah, you could just see them as if they were visible, but not as if they were not. Otherwise, maybe. I would say with a 20, on top of understanding what this creature is, and you're just able to get that glowing eye floating there. A thought does come to you. Part of an old fairy tale. Perhaps it wouldn't have triggered if some dominoes weren't falling quite so much as they had been with how things have come out to be connected. But displacer beasts are known for roaming the twilight of the Feywilds until being captured and trained by the Unseelie Court, better known as Winter.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, now here's my question. Because with a 7, I'm trying to figure out if that thing is an insect or not. But
6 legs.
well, no, maybe not. There might be 8, but then I think I saw 9, but that doesn't work because it has to be symmetrical. Does this twig my fuck the winter court census? Or is it too many legs?
I would say those senses are potentially already a little raised. I don't know that this with a 7 is going to.
Okay.
I mean, if Click shares this, that it's a displacer beast, that would trigger. They do go all over the Feywild. They're not at this point in time. They're not strictly agents of Winter,
No,
but
and we love them.
they went from a wild creature to a trained fierce thing under the watch of Winter Soldiers. With that, Click, it is your turn.
I don't like that. I will tell Tenebris verbally because they don't have their thing on. That it's a displacer beast, and that is a tricky fucker. Going back and forth, you know. I think Click specifically wants to be looking for, just in the background, anybody who would go to trip an alarm upstairs. So if I see anybody trying to either leave the Hunger of Hadar, to press a button on a wall or something like that, like I want to be hyper vigilant of that. So I have
You want to hold an
I have
action?
nothing. I have absolutely fucking nothing. How far away am I from the border of the Hunger of Hadar?
I think with how Tenebris placed it, you're about like 15 feet from it. Because you're in Tenebris.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right on the table.
It's
So
on
yeah,
the table.
and you can, if you want, you can hold an action until you see somebody or
Yeah,
something.
so
if
I
that's what
want to
you'd like do.
specifically go right up to like the border of the Hunger of Hadar, and I am going to hold Sword Burst. Because it's like a hallway, right? So like there's pretty much only like one way they can come at us. So I'm gonna go straight up to the border of it and then cue Sword Burst for if anybody exits within range.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it's mostly a hallway. There are two, like, effectively four big pillars with kind of space on the side of them. The left side's mostly blocked because of the cage that you know there's a displacer beast and what looks to be something else in there. The right side's a little bit more open. That's where the Yuan-Ti kind of came around. But yeah, that's a good setup. Okay, so Sword Burst is set up, and you're holding that until you see somebody.
Yep, and that is all I can do without any second level spells or my Steel Defender.
That's what's up.
So I have one question.
Yeah.
The people in the Hunger of Hadar are blinded. If Click can remember where they are, it would just be a regular roll because the blinded would cancel out her disadvantage of going in, wouldn't it?
But then wouldn't I also be blinded?
No, because you're not in it.
So that's a really interesting
You're
question
mind
because
palancing the room and going there over there and throwing the dagger there.
I can double hammer.
she would have disadvantage on attacking an enemy she can't see,
Mm-hmm. But they're
but
blinded.
you
so
would
they
have
won't-
advantage on attacking an enemy who can't see you. I'm not gonna spend time looking into it. I think that's fair. If you would like to make an attack with a straight
I would
roll,
like to make a double attack, please.
I would let that happen.
Woo!
I'll look into that
Thank
for the future because that
you.
could be a very
Thank
dangerous mix, but I
Yeah.
think that's good. That makes sense to me. So
Click die. Thank you.
Thank
you're
Love
not
you.
going into it, you're outside of it.
I'm
So
outside
you're
of
not
it, throwing
also
my little
blinded.
hammer.
Yeah.
I love you. Thank you. I have
Thank you.
nothing. You're fucked if you don't have something super cool.
No, we're totally fine. Don't even worry about it. Just hide under my skirt. They won't even know you're there.
11. No, wait. I did math wrong because I only teach preschool. 6 plus 7 is not 11, it's 13.
And who are you attacking?
I'm gonna attack.
You know, there's a Yuan-Ti that's pretty close to the edge. And then the Torto's by the table. The Goliath's like a little bit away from the table because they were getting
I
up.
don't want to hit the turtle. The turtle is looking for the invisible third attacker. So I want to leave them to it. But I will attack. Okay. Do either of them look like they are going to set an alarm?
You can't tell that you can't
I
see
can't
any
see
of
them.
them.
Okay. Goliath, bigger target.
Okay.
13.
13. Thank you. Sorry. My bad. 13 will not hit. So you go in and you see
Second
where they
attack.
were. You saw he was taking a step and you try and judge that, just not enough to be able to hit them. You can feel the sort of air around it just ripple. You have a second attack?
I do if I use it for attack for like as an attack.
Yeah, I'll take that.
17 plus 7 is 24.
Just misses. No, I'm just kidding. That absolutely nails them this time. You get the first one, and as the sort of air and the hunger morphs, you see just enough to catch like the beginning of that Goliath head, and you said decide to go a little more with the center of mass there, and you get a perfect thud on this one.
Fuck.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh. 7 plus 4 is 11.
11.
That's a
Awesome.
lot. I could only get 12, so.
Badass. Okay.
Bonus
Yeah,
action.
you
Freak
hear
out.
"Ah!" Okay, and you freak out. Excellent. With that, we have. Oh, do you want to move it all, or you're staying at the
No,
edge of
I'm
the?
sitting right at the edge.
Okay. With that, we have the Goliath is he shouts out he's uh not happy that he just got hit. And he will bellow and let's say, stop these fucks, they're trying to take it. And he will you hear this stomping, the pillars sort of shaking. And Tenebrous, you see because he's tall, he's like almost like kind of like cresting where the roof of the stuff is, and you see he makes it to the far end. Just sort of he uses all his movement getting out to the back end, and he sort of takes a look around, and he can see you on the far side. And he sort of pats around on himself and is, got my fucking spear, and reaches into his pocket and grabs this what looks probably like a phone or some kind of communicator. And he goes, fuck you, and he whips it at you. That's a 17 to hit.
Yep.
Does he have to shoot past me to get there?
He just threw a phone, and you're shorter than her. So
he's
it gets, and it will you probably are able to get some more body on it, but it will do 3 points of damage
Get a body
as
on it.
as it flies in, and will hit with a little bit of force, and goes, I need that back.
Oh, I'm immediately lifting my skirts and then recognizing that Click isn't under there, and then putting them down and going, phone, Click.
And he will get his bearings, and he's got 5 more feet of movement. He starts like running to the left, the way that doesn't have the or to your right, it would be the way that doesn't have the cage by it. And you the turtle will get an opportunity. You just hear some words being chanted inside. And you can tell that there's some sort of movement, especially being the one holding the spell there. Something is not pushing against it necessarily, but there's more arcane energy. Actually, this feels more kind of divine coming through. And you can feel as something sort of hits here. Where he's standing, it just starts to edge out on the right corner. You can see these different various shapes of different turtles, snapping turtles, lizards, crocodiles sort of running around on top of each other in a bit of a stampede. You'd recognize Spirit Guardians has been cast on him. With that,
Not a Angelman party.
Is that it?
But how big are the spirit guardians' dicks?
That's a
That
good.
is an important question.
That's a good question.
And do they want to help weave in ends?
No, they don't.
They don't have thumbs.
Depends on how thin the dicks are. I feel like
They could
it
use their tongues.
Is the
I-
turtle ending his turn in my spell?
yes, he is. So go ahead and do that. Great job.
7 points of damage, please.
Thank
and you
goodness
can continue
someone
your
knows
dick
how to play
talk.
this game.
Yeah.
No, you can continue the dick talk. I'm not gonna stop that.
Okay.
I just want to ensure that I'm doing my damage while these fuckers stay where they're supposed to be.
Upstairs.
It's your God-given
Thank
right.
God. Okay. Take the attention away from me, please. I'm all done.
The energy is rough here. Vincent, you started to sort of egg on the table. Not enough action here. Nine Fingers seemed to take that a little personally. He took out his gun and he threatened everybody that they were all going to stay in for the final hand. And they did. So having won quite a bit of gold in the occasion, You stand here at the beginning of round 6. Antes have been drawn, Ace is shuffling his cards, and everyone feels a little bit nervous. Goron called over. I got this. I got
Daphne?
this. It's an A and it's not Alice.
April.
April. Different TV show. Writing that one down.
Which TV show is that one?
Parks and Rec. Calls
April!
over
don't-
April and fulfills the transaction,
They are
spends
not the same
750
character.
credits, gets 500 credits to buy back in, sitting at second place. Goron is feeling pretty good about himself right about now. I do have to do this.
One of my favorite moments in the entire show was the episode where April booked every single appointment for Ron on March 31st.
I love that because it doesn't
real.
exist.
So good. This is a real here, and then you that. Okay. Bjorn, you're sitting in the back of the room watching as everything is going on. You notice Seed feels a little uncomfortable with how Nine Fingers seems to be speeding up the game. Elior, you notice that people around the table might seem a little uncomfortable with how fast the game is going. In fact, it seems like perhaps Nine Fingers might not be as in what is going on tonight as he believes he is. You've gotten the impression from the get-go that there was something else happening here. And everyone even kind of gave as much of an impression. It seemed like something that this game was set up for. You don't want to lose. But as it's gone on, and as you've seen how others are reacting, especially to this most recent push from you and then push from Nine Fingers, the state of the game as it is, some folks, though not everybody, seem like maybe this isn't going exactly as well as they want. The tensions are getting high. You're hearing what we akin to missed notes, clumsy music, not just anxious, but faltering. And Bjorn, the crowd itself does seem to be getting a little restless. The money on the table getting pretty big. Those who are here that are hired, wondering when their job is coming due. Those that are company getting tired of watching rich criminals lose their money. As the hand is about to go on, is there anything either of you would like to do?
I know that I started thinking about this at the end of the last session, but I have all those records I uploaded to my phone.
Yes, thank you.
And I just want to start spending my turns for now, rapid fire, trying to skim through those, trying to figure out what the fuck I was able to learn from those.
Yeah, because that's how you sleep, you goob. I love you. Good night. Happy birthday, girl. You big 4-year-old.
Wait, is it actually your birthday tonight?
Tomorrow.
Not yet, but you will
Okay.
be. I love you.
4. She turned 2 yesterday. What are you
Mhm.
talking about?
She was a tardigrade last time I heard.
Oh, no.
All right.
What do you need?
Sorry.
Okay.
Ben, do you remember if I had you roll when you got these, or did
Either
you?
I rolled or you had someone else roll for both of us, but I don't remember what it was. It was a big number. It was like a D100 and they rolled like an 80 something. It was-
Okay. Okay.
I rolled an 80 for seed.
What was that, Lunar?
I rolled an 80 for seed to notice me.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but I feel like there was like
No.
no.
Yeah.
Was it the opposite? Someone rolled a number and it was really low.
It was really low and it had to be lower than something. It was like a 17.
Okay. No, I was pretty sure. Yeah, that tracks. I just didn't want to make
remember
you
it was actually
roll
like
again
in
because
the
I was pretty
single
sure I
digits
had
because
that
someone
pull
rolled
through.
0, 0. And they were
Yeah,
like,
Christina, you're right.
how
I
do
remember
I
Pat
read
said, "Oh no,
this?"
I'll have to tell you all my evil plan next session."
Oh
And then he
yeah.
did a little jig about
Yeah,
it.
he did do
And
that.
I
He
didn't.
did that. He
Yeah.
did that.
Okay. I just didn't want to be like, okay, go ahead and roll now. And be like, no, we did that. So okay, that tracks. Okay, you start gathering the information that you're able to pull. It's not, there's no clear trail, no obvious like red string attaching all sorts.
Hmm.
But there's a few interesting pieces. You find there's some communication. Um, you get this it's a message from what looks to be Nine Fingers, discussing the removal of certain agents. Sort of tracks with where your interaction with um, is it Frank the dwarf, Carl the dwarf, Frank. Your interaction with Frank, and then him going back to his apartment, getting killed, being part of the organization, being let go nicely at the club.
Mm-hmm.
But that picture starts to kind of almost look like a B plot. Um, there's a few other names that kind of pop up in sort of crew members being removed. You find a document that shows the sale of a set of buildings, all in the third ring, with a little time looking through. I'll say that initial roll kind of gives you a little bit of where the investigation can kind of come through. It does not include the burlesque club that you have been to twice now, but it does include near every building surrounding it. The building that you stood on top of, the building with the genital closet, the buildings where you hid in the alleyway, all of those seem to have been sold to a corporation.
Gotcha.
AJ Enterprises. Which is interesting that sort of document would be here.
Interesting.
You also get what looks to be a list of enhancements. The first 10 or so seem a little unclear. I don't know how versed Bjord might be in the world of cybernetics, But once it starts getting to arm, eye, heart, lungs, it starts becoming more and more clear that these are cybernetic models of things. The pricing and availability in what you find leads you to believe they aren't necessarily market prices.
Sure. Christina, you had a hand up.
I did, and this is totally off the rails, but I need everybody else to know what happened to me today. Someone in my class drew a butthole minion.
Like a
Sorry.
minion with
What
a
does
butthole
that
face?
mean?
No. A minion that is butthole themed.
Oh,
I don't like
no.
that.
Sorry, keep going.
You know, that's funny because one of the nursing instructors I work with did that. No.
There was also another word in it, but I didn't get past butthole minion in the image.
So I'm trying to think what I'm gleaning from this. So
Minion?
yeah,
Pretty
minion.
much
I'm
everything
getting
else is a
minion.
minion except the body instead of yellow is red, and there's a giant hole where the chest should be.
Is that one of the enhancements that you found?
Yeah.
That's the kind of enhancements I thought were going to be on this list. I didn't realize they were building a person. I thought I was just going to
Don't
find out
write
that
anything down from that, Patrick. I just need to get that out of my head.
Oh, I also forgot to mention the genital closet person got fired, so I no longer have access to the genital
Oh,
There
closet.
was another
no.
adult that also heard that and saw that image that can confirm that this is a real thing that happened.
Gotcha.
It wasn't related to the genital closet that they
No,
got
she's
fired,
just
right?
a bitch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The
She would
real
like loudly have conversations in the hallway about how she hated her administrator. And I was like, girl, I love you. Do you want to stay employed during budget cut season?
girl, that's not a smart thing to say ever.
And it's not like her boss's name was like Jerry Springer. I'm not going to say it since these are on YouTube, but it's like a very unique name. Why was my generic name Jerry Springer? Anyway, moving on.
You know,
So they have cyber mods. That's spooky because those are probably bad, punchy, shooty things.
You would have heard what we said if Tenebris didn't report what we said. I think Click would have internally accidentally telepathized. Oh my god, there's freaking cybernetic surgeries down here.
Oh, right.
No,
I'm pretty sure you said that before you disconnected, though.
I'm pretty sure I would have made some sort of comment
Yeah.
to the group being like, we're okay. We're in the basement.
Ooh, okay.
There's bodies. It's fine.
One question about the records. Is there any indication that they like urgently were buying up all these parts prior to tonight? Like, is this like a order that just went out recently and they're like, we need a bunch of cyber super soldiers in the basement? Or has this been a thing that's been running for a while?
so really good question. The cyber piece looks like it's been happening for a while.
Okay.
The
That's a relief,
building
honestly.
buying happened last week.
Okay. That makes sense too.
Whoa.
Hmm.
So before we all knew each other. Okay.
Before you all were here, probably within a like realistically a day or two before you guys got here.
Okay.
And that times out to around the time the painting was stolen, right?
Like probably the day
After. Yeah.
if you've been here
Final
for about a week,
question.
you've been on the case for about 6 days, and this paperwork's about 8 days old.
Gotcha. Final question before Ryan can win more poker. Did we have any sense of who owned the nightclub?
While you don't have like an active owner, it seemed clear that Nine Fingers was the proprietor, given they changed the floor layout when he wants to be there. And it's where his goons do their firing, and it seemed like a an operation. If he's not the name on the title, it's only because it's a false corporation.
Okay, so Bjorn's going to glean from this, just like Nine Fingers definitely is confident that he has access to the painting. And because of that, he's rapidly expanding his empire. No fucking clue what's up with the Winter Court and cyborgs, but delighted to see where that goes. But I think that will count as my full turn. Ryan's down flipping our laundry right now, so he might take a second before he's here.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm
You
here.
You know Ether Jack.
Honey, do you want me to flip it while you play poker?
I have it in my hands right now.
Oh,
With my poker hand, I am here. I'm just moving around.
with your poker hands.
What did you were you asking something, Luna?
No, I was saying to Ben that he would know the Winter Court.
Oh,
the
yeah, I'm
cybernetic
familiar
connected
through
through Ether
um
Jack.
their pirates wanting me dead.
Oh, but you would know through our group because we've discovered Aether Jack.
Right.
Good to know that they want you dead.
Oh, wait, one more thing. We found like a weird goo that was Fey at some point. Was that within this
On
property area?
absolutely on a rooftop that is in these documents. You found goo that was returning signals from the Feywild.
I'll convey this in brief to the group, just like further confirmation that there's Fey bullshit happening here.
So
And that
there's
they have a bunch of cybernetics.
so we have
Mike is just going to
cyborg-
loudly, telepathically go, "We know."
What are you asking, Ryan?
So we now know that there are cyborgs in the basement. There's goop on the ceiling. Everybody's buying everything up around the burlesque club.
Basically the plot of Moulin Rouge, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We are Lady
Oh my
Marmalade.
God, Patrick!
Okay, question, because this is
How did I not
important.
see
and
that?
I don't remember. Is it Moulin Rouge or Chicago where they ride elephants?
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Okay, good, excellent.
Both excellent though.
Yeah.
Both
I haven't seen
fantastic, and I
Chicago,
love
but I
them
have
both.
to.
But oh, I think I've
You haven't
I've
seen
seen them both.
Chicago.
I know.
That's a failing on my part.
Sorry.
I saw Chicago live at the North Shore Music Theater when I was 12, and boy, did I
Wow.
learn some things. Because do you know what those ladies wear? Not a lot.
Oh, you learned good
If you
things
went
that
Yeah,
day.
it was a-
when you were 12, you went with your parents?
My whole family.
Yep, okay.
The five
Wow.
Connollys went to go see Chicago in the round. It was lovely. I love
They're
theater.
both they're both great movies. I just wanted to ensure that I could fling Tenebris onto an elephant.
Yeah.
at some-
Yeah,
No,
there were not elephants in the lockup of Chicago.
Yes, I do, yeah.
And
A lot of
Christina,
stuff happened though.
when you see Chicago, you'll understand who Jinx Monsoon played on Broadway.
Who did Jinx Monsoon play? Oh,
Mama
Mama
Morton.
Morton.
oh my gosh. Oh, that actually is really good.
Yeah.
Because everybody just they do the stunt casting these days for oh, it's been too long. I
Broadway
can't remember her name
production.
anymore. But yeah, that must be really good. I can see
Oh,
I
that.
love
so
her.
was-
I want her to be on Overwatch so
I
I
think she
mean, there was that
bad. I
Instagram
think she
photo.
will. I think she will be. There was an Instagram post, Pat, where Jinx was at Blizzard or Overwatch headquarters.
She does voice acting all the
she
time.
loves
All the
playing Overwatch.
time.
I might come back to Overwatch if there was a drag queen hero I could play.
Ugh.
Just full transparency. That might bring me back to the game. Anyway, where
So
was
Ryan's maybe having a hard time connecting the dots on what we're figuring out. Was the
that's fair. It's only been a year.
I know. So let's see. If I'm understanding correctly, it basically sounds like somebody is launching a plot to get the Winter Court here to do some shenanigans, or they're leveraging the Winter Court to gain power.
So
I think they're serving the Winter Court or working for the Winter Court.
no, I have a feeling that Nine Fingers is trying to separate from the Winter Court.
Oh.
That's why he has the painting, because the director of The Green Lanterns.
From the Winter Court. Yep.
He is Winter Court. The Green Lanterns, I don't even know what they're actually called.
The Gutter Lights.
The Gutter Lights, yes.
We haven't said their names so many times. They're the garbage bags. Who knows?
Listen, they're either the Green Lanterns or the Potholes, and I don't think Pothole is correct.
They're the gay bubbas.
I'm
yeah.
a pothole.
No, it's the grate that the
You're the
sidewalk-
pothole minion.
That's incredible. You're on point today.
If he
This is
still
the second time.
I'm sorry. If he still has a picture in his cubby, I'm not working tomorrow. On Monday, I will get a picture of it. Okay. I know I'm really bad tonight. My Ritalin is just wearing off, and it's bad. I have a clip of pictures on my fridge that children have given me over the years that my friend Stephanie and I call the Fallery.
I wonder why.
Oh dear.
It's so good. My
No.
favorite one is in the front right now, and it's Turbo the snail who's hung as fuck.
Oh dear.
So good.
Well.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So, it is the start of the turn.
Yes.
And can you remind me the pot, Pat, like what the numbers are that we're playing with?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't know if you guys had more discourse you wanted to try.
One
and
more
throw
thing
down
is,
there.
as we're discoursing this, Bjorn will indicate, well, if the Displacer Beast comes from the Winter Court and Nine Fingers is fucking over the Winter Court, maybe the Displacer Beast could be on our side, at least for the night.
It
How's your
doesn't.
animal handling, 10?
Tenebris is not in the telepathy, but Bjorn, you would feel this deep coldness in like the middle of your back and just this feeling of, oh my god, can we take the cat home? And it's similar to Tenebris.
We
Yeah.
have pets at home.
We have so
Look,
many.
so
Don't
many
need
pets.
pets now. We have pets at home.
No, I want to
I
be clear.
also-
I'm
In
not saying
fact,
we
we've
take the
picked up
beast
quite
with
a
us.
few since getting here.
I did add a stowaway / pets piece to your crew on the dashboard to include Liam and Deborah, Garsnir, the Math Rats, and Kips and
No.
Ducks.
Before
The
you
Math
guys
Rats are
got
their
here, there
own
were already
unit.
ducks and kips.
They're their own unit.
They
And now
are
you're
not
pets
in with
too.
stowaways.
Well, / pets. We can
Slash pets.
one, this thing needs
No.
upgrades. 2, you guys can weigh in on where this goes. Ryan, your pot stands at 2,072 credits. No, I'm sorry. It is round 6. The pot stands at 2,072 credits. You have paid in 32 credits for the ante for round 6, as it has doubled. You have, after paying in, you are sitting at 887 credits.
That sounds right. So yes, to close the loop, if you will, on hate business speak. Are we maybe thinking that this poker game is going to be the site of a turf war between the people that side with the Winter Court and people that want to side with Nine Fingers?
Oh.
I can't see a reason why Seed would be such a fucking knob otherwise. Like, if this is his job, he's supposed to have done this how many times? So what's the big deal?
Why is he so fucking tired?
I think I follow. I'm very sleepy.
They're all
Yeah.
The
stressed.
theory is that he's all stressed and isn't sleeping, not because he has personal beef, but because the gay bubbas got to him, and we're like, you need to kill Nine
Yeah.
Gay
Fingers.
Bubbas would never.
Not the gay bubbas.
The gushing boobalas.
bubbas.
Actually, I hate that one. Let's not
Wait, the
use that
gay
one.
bubbas that read the gable?
Not the gay bubbas. Not the butthole minion. Not any of this. I mean,
Poker!
I'm so glad that the butthole minion is on the record.
the butthole minion is on record, and now will likely show up at some point.
I
Live.
wish Lissa was here because she knows exactly who this child is, and she knows exactly the other teacher that was with me that heard it, and she would know exactly that when I say we both took whatever the fuck we were holding at the time when we heard that and went, oh my god. Like it started laughing hysterically,
No bite.
but could not laugh to the child. I think I had it wasn't a chalkboard. It was something flat and long. I don't know. Actually, it could have been a hot glue gun. It could have been anything. I put my hand up like this and I just started laughing. I couldn't say anything. It was bad. But oh minions.
Speaking of minions, of the butthole variety.
I'm really
Oh no.
sorry.
Oh, Ben's still there. I'm
I'm
sorry.
still here. I'm going to get the cat food because she's getting
I'm
hungry.
really sorry.
Okay. So Pat, the question I have to ask you is, how likely is it that Elior can connect the dots right now as to what's going on with the information at hand?
I would say it's pretty likely. How about go ahead and roll me an insight, investigation, or other check if you can convince me what the skill would be doing to help you put some pieces together. And I would say anybody can do this. Those of you in combat, um, the realization might be a timing thing, but you can you're all literally, I think, as pieces get dropped, more and more of at least what I have put out can be becoming more clear, at least to what your characters are seeing, even if it's like, hey, yeah, it's been 6 months, Pat. I kind of don't remember the thing that you told us that my player would know happened yesterday. It's just been a bit. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and make it one of those rolls,
I
I'd be open
will
to kind of see how much together you can get.
I will do wisdom insight because they're all the same check. They're all +3 in various ways.
What were the options?
Insight, investigation, or if you can convince me why something else you have learned, another skill could be used. If you want to say animal handling and I want to dive into what this displacer beast, or history and what this thing we learned about the Fae mean, like I'd allow something like that. Arcana, what the painting is pulling in. It might change slightly where you're coming at, but I think I'd be open to different things. Those are the main two like general checks though. Yeah, Christina.
Nope, never mind. It's only saving throws. Sorry.
13 for insight.
Okay. Okay. I will say this, but instead of anybody else rolling, because you are sharing information, Elio, you're putting this piece together now with a 13 insight with the pieces you have. You are going to be able to confirm and be maybe on some things, and that's information the rest of the crew can get. I think with you guys being a detective agency, information sharing and sort of deductive rounds are kind of maybe something we can look at of like, hey, you're gonna get to what this is depending on how it starts to go through. With a 13, you're definitely in the right ballpark. There is, in fact, I would say because you are the one that is making the roll here and taking the stab of first, I think I would be open to Elior starting to feel more confident with the feeling you're getting with the people around the table that that turf war possibility is very likely.
Okay.
Whether or not both sides are aware they're entering it is a different story.
Okay.
But with the pieces that are coming together and how you're feeling from the group, maybe not quite Dovik, not Goron, not Nine Fingers, but Zilbar, the droid, Zebo, the blue guy, and Slider, the Pelosim with cyborgs, cybernetics
Oh,
are all reacting in a very similar way, and none of them felt very comfortable when this game got pressed. Even though Slider's the only one who's in real trouble right now, they all did not like that this game is going faster. They I would say they were even, I think Vankara caught a little bit of glances between them. And I'll say without her being here, probably would confirm that to you of yeah, there were some looks around the table between those three in particular and not the other three. You
Building
definitely
him.
got that feeling that Goron is a bad luck charm for Nine Fingers. He's the reason he went out first. That was intentional. He buys back in first. And then the goal is you get two people out quickly, and you can no longer buy back in when two people have already left the game. And now we have a target, effectively, something like
Mhm.
that. Everybody else is a little shakier though. So you get that, and I would say the piece that, and I kind of already confirmed it, but to put it into like the knowledge of the group, there is almost definitely connection to the properties that are being bought up, the fact that the club is not owned by the same entity. And by that, like, you not only got from your information, because I don't think I specified in that everywhere else is being brought up by AJ Enterprises. You would
Yeah.
see that the club was owned by a separate entity, probably something like the Ninth, or a poorly disguised Nine Fingers name. But you would notice that they are different. That the goo that led back to broadcasts going to Strayhaven, which is you were able to in some way tie to the Winter Court.
Yeah.
The Feywild, at least, you not I don't know if you have specific court tie-ins, are directly in charge of the rival gang here. As far as you know, Nine Fingers' gang is a local one, and the Gutter Lights are galactic.
Yes, and if he's the final building they need to complete their map, then he needs to be gone so they can get the building.
And a priceless artifact was
Yeah.
stolen a week ago and
Right.
is most likely in the hands of this
Of
gentleman.
the same guy. Oh, yikes. I love the idea that this is a like math meme coming to life. Like, okay. So my instinct to rush the game was actually not too bad because now I've freaked a bunch of people out. But now Elior has to make the decision. Does he want to try to help Nine Fingers to persuade him to give him the painting in exchange for getting out of here alive? Or does he want to help these people kill Nine Fingers? This is
I'm not in the telepathy, so I don't get to roll, do I?
Fuck the gutter lights.
So I will
Oh,
That's
say,
where I
Lunar,
am.
Lunar, can I clarify something from last
Yes.
week? You have the option to decide if you want to hear the music. So you wouldn't have had to cut out. You could just say, something's bubbling. I'm not letting it in.
10 wouldn't have recognized that.
Okay.
10 would have recognized, because we had the conversation about the bees, would recognize the music and then just cut out.
Hmm.
Because either you're doing this pointedly or you don't realize you're doing this.
Either way.
But there are people up there and there is click and a table of we're fucked.
Hmm.
I
Mhm.
don't have time to be figuring out which one it is.
That is
The
fair.
one will take care of
I'm
you. I
trying
need to
very
know.
hard not to take offense to that.
What?
What was the offense?
click wise.
Click is the child that needs supervising, which is why you don't have time to hear the bees.
No. You're concentrating.
No,
No,
it
right?
has nothing to do with click. It has everything to do with the turtle and the Goliath and the thing that
Snakes.
has multiple legs. Because I have still not connected that the displacer beast is the thing that's in the cage.
Oh, God.
There's enough shit here that you can help, but we have to get rid of it.
Yeah, if
So-
Click is feeling any sort of vibes from telepathy, she's gonna send back, fuck the girdle lights. Personally.
So I will say in regard to how this can play out, on when it's everyone's turn, you can for free investigate or insight or other skill that you would like to dive into about something. If you are part of the telepathy chat, you can gain the information that I'm sharing to everybody else. If you're not, your role can't be based on something that somebody else just confirmed or unconfirmed. So you might be grasping at straws that you already kind of know aren't there. I won't say like if you roll, you're only going to get useless information or reconfirmed, but Tenebris might not get the same confirmation of other things. But I think that can be a way to work it out.
Yes,
Awesome.
I totally respect your roleplay decisions. I just realized I wasn't clear last week and wanted you to know you maybe had a choice, but I think that your choice is still good and makes sense. I just felt bad if you felt like you had to cut out because of me trying to do a cool thing.
No. Tenebris is starting to get stressed.
This is a stressful situation. I
Just
don't.
starting.
And you're supervising a child.
I'm not. Listen, no. If you think I'm fucking supervising you, you're wrong.
That's
You
not how
running
Click
free.
sees it, though. She's like, oh, mom's here.
It's all right. Click is a child, but can also throw a deadly dagger throw into a hunger.
To be fair, also
through the void of space and just clock a dude in the head.
Click is a gnome, right? How old is Click? Are you under 60?
Yes.
You're a child. By gnome standards,
I'm 45.
You are not a 45-year-old gnome is not an adult.
Are you?
I am.
You
I'm 5 years older than you.
You have been
You're my
legal to
mom.
drink for like 10 years. You
Oh,
are.
but I'm not on Gnome Worlds.
Well, I know,
I was
and
with
that's the excuse
Lyra.
you make.
My developmental abilities are bad.
Yeah, no, gnomish wise, I think the the
I
child
think maybe my
comparison may
dad's
not
tried to
be
tell
far
her
off.
something about that, but then I was like, no.
Anyhow.
Okay.
So yeah, so these are the
Mhm.
pieces that you gather,
Hey, Mom.
and specifically with that in mind, a pot of 2,000 credits means that anybody losing, even you, loses this game
If we put in a bet.
if you put in a bet. And because even with the ability to buy back in, you can get up to 1,400 credits and you will owe 2,000.
Okay.
So a buy-in will no longer help you. You have passed that stage. So this is if you stay to the end, which Nine Fingers does not have his gun out right now, but anybody who thinks they're going to try to win this game better know they're going to win. And if they lose, you're going to find out what happens when somebody loses this game.
I hope it's like a sharing circle where we all talk about how it's okay to lose. And you
Yeah.
just have to take the talking stick first.
What would criminals think is the worst thing possible? They all have to share their feelings.
Oh, God.
It's guys and dolls. They go to a midnight mass. I dreamed last night I was on a spaceship. All right, go ahead.
That's when Elior starts to sing "Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat."
I cry.
I love this. Okay, I think I do not mean to belabor my turn, but this is all useful. I actually think I have tried to read Nine Fingers' feelings as of last session, right? And he is feeling a little. He's confident, but he's also a little wibbly wobbly, right?
Yeah, he's not feeling great. It's why you're able to push him. And he doesn't love that you won. He didn't catch that you cheated, but he did not love that he lost with a pair of nines.
Yeah.
He felt that was very prescient for him, and to lose there was not something that earned you his favor.
Oh,
and now
great.
he sits as the second lowest person in this game. He can't afford the next buy-in right now.
Okay.
Nine Fingers needs to win this hand. So does Slider, but he doesn't
All
care
right.
about Slider.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll my hand.
All right.
2d12.
As Ace flips the deck, shuffles everything back in, and he looks, and because he took those, and he goes, "All right, all cards back in play. Gentlemen, good luck." And I'll start dishing them out. At this point, with the stakes so high, almost everybody that is not one of the guards still playing pool or one of your teammates that is in their own system is standing around the table. The other dozen or so people that were guests or hired party members are all watching what is happening now. The fact that you chose last hand to pull off your sleight of hand was very convenient, because at this time you'd have twice as many eyes trying to catch that situation. As it
Okay.
goes, what did you roll?
I rolled a 9 and a 4.
Okay. As they go through, everybody gets their cards. Oh, damn. I will say, I rolled a natural 20 as Venkara every round up to this point has been getting a general feel for the table. So I will say it is fair enough to say that Venkara would still be doing that. And straight roll, nat 20, got my Kraken die.
I think this is the
Nice.
second time Venkara has rolled a nat 20 on one of these rolls.
That's wild. Played D&D
He's
for
incredible.
what amounts to a day. She met you this afternoon. No, she slept over. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
With a natural 20, Venkara, I gotta make sure I write that down. 20. Venkara is among the crowd that is watching, and she catches a couple things. Almost nobody is completely satisfied with their hands. Pretty much get the feeling that there's going to be a lot of discards and hopes for that chance at something really successful here. She does notice again this glance between Zilbar, Zebo, and Slider, like they catch their cards, they glance, and there's not a super positive feeling. Like none of them feel like they're gonna walk away with this. She notices Nine Fingers. He looks at his cards and he sits back and he reaches and he grabs some of the food on the tray that's behind him. And he's eating and he's thinking. And he puts his food down and he grabs his beer and his hand goes down to his lap. And she sees what would be like super innocuous. He's tapping his finger. I'm doing it myself. You guys can't see that. He's tapping his fingers on his knee. But there was just something about the way he couldn't naturally do it. It was a little too like he's trying to hide putting his hand on his knee, which is not a weird thing to do. People can put their hands anywhere. But he drew a little bit too much attention to it. And as he does, she sees he's doing it. And for the third time tonight, for a different reason, counting. He's trying to count something as he taps his fingers.
He's counting cards. Interesting.
With a natural 20, not only does she catch this, she gets, it's so brief. It's the kind of thing, it really could be coincidence. There's been no read on this guy all night. Genuinely, truly honest stuff all night. Feels like the dealer reacted though, like right at the right time when he touched his knee. It felt like he pulled away. She's having a hard time shaking it. It was really slight. It was really, really small. Small enough, I would think. I won't speak for Venkara, but it is the kind of thing I would hesitate to bring up because I don't want to screw up the mission. I don't want to tell you something I think might be happening, and this could be a wrong read. But then that, like, she probably even hesitates on it. She tells you that Nine Fingers is sending a message, maybe counting cards, maybe sending a Morse message, something. And then you can hear this, like, when someone takes a breath because they want to say something and then they don't, that and that telepathic way of like dot dot dot. And I will say again, I won't speak for her and how her character will go, but that information is shared of there's maybe the dealer did something and she doesn't want to not share that with you. Take that with your own salt.
Didn't we determine a couple sessions ago that the dealer's making a weird noise from time to time? Or was that a different character at the table?
I don't
That's a
remember
different
that being the
character.
dealer.
I don't
Yeah.
recall that either.
That's okay.
That
Yeah,
That was
that's
the
oh sorry, yeah,
bot, right?
that's the droid next to you.
That's what it
Okay.
That's his, yeah, yeah. That's his tell.
All right.
But yeah, not the dealer.
Something is
was.
going
We
on.
didn't know it was his tell, but we do now.
Okay. I have to spend money to discard a card, but I don't have to put in a bet after I get my full hand, right?
That's correct. Yeah, so it's the ante to discard, so it's 32.
I will
Um,
I will discard just to see, because the poetic justice of getting a double 9 would be hilarious. And also I want to look like I think I have a shot. So math is hard at 10:06 after your job is nothing but math.
I got your math figured out. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you.
So just go ahead and re-roll one of your
Okay.
cards.
Obviously discarding the 4. I got a 10. That's hilarious.
Ooh.
Elior is going to make a point to seem, while still maintaining a level of like stoicism and candor, like last round was a slam fucking dunk. This one is probably not a slam fucking dunk. Like somebody with a good perception could catch it. But
Could you imagine if you had double nines and you beat Nine Finger on double nines?
that would have been very funny. I mean, we're leaving here with a good amount of money, so I don't feel bad. But Elior is going to not put in a bet this round. He wants to see how this plays out. But Pat, I have to know if you had to estimate how big, this is going to sound really weird, how big a radius the crowd is around the table.
It's pretty big. So I'd say there's probably another just under 20 people. Some of the staff is here, so the crowd wasn't able to be big enough for there to be too much, but they are I'd say aside from unless Bjorn you get up and come over, Bjorn, Seed and his two goons, and the three suited elves are the only people that are not currently crowded around this table.
Okay.
I'm very specifically keeping an eye on the angles and the exits and not getting any close to the board. So, table, whatever it is.
Would you say that the crowd is taking up like a 30-foot radius? Like, would you
Yes.
that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you. Just
that
needed
works for
that
me.
information.
Yeah.
So yeah, what happens?
Everybody but Slider, who can't afford it, trades in a die. And there are some mixed reactions. You feel some confidence hit the table. Some elation. There's a lot of money. Hands go out. Ace looks over to his right. Starting there. Slider does not stay in the game. Goron drops a token.
Ooh.
Zebo does not stay in the game. Dovik does not stay in the game. Zilbar does not stay in the game. Nine Fingers drops a token.
Oh God.
And he stares daggers into Goron. Ace looks. Well, gentlemen, it seems like we have a very interesting bid this evening. What have we got? And Nine Fingers takes his gun out and he drops it on the table and he looks at Goron. He goes, "Okay, Rocky. Interesting play. Let's see what you got, High Roller." And this absolute sneer come across his face. And Goron almost looks surprised. I just he flips over 2 9s.
Oh my God.
He cashed out a 2 and he got a 9.
I fucking love this. This
I don't
is so
even-
cool.
I don't even think Elior can contain the look on his face with this. Like
I have to like I used a dice roller on this. Genuinely.
Oh my God.
And Nine Fingers looks at him. And he looks at Ace. And he's too scared to hold them together enough. You catch it, probably a few people in the crowd catch it. Venkara definitely catches it. Ace gives a Nine Fingers, the cards fall from his hand. He doesn't drop them. 2 8s. He got an 8 and a 6. What Venkara caught was him telling the dealer he needed another 8 and he got it. And Goron straight rolled 2 9s. Cards fall out of his hands and everyone looks. The crowd behind gasps. Everyone at the table just fucking looks. And Bjorn, even from where you are, I would estimate you catch the look between the 3 people at the table who were not fucking expecting this outcome.
Does that mean Nine Fingers is out of the game now?
Ace. Chips go over to Goron. Nine Fingers picks his gun up and starts to try and stand himself up. He's not really able to. He's trying to push himself, the chair itself back. It's catching on the carpet. It looks as he's gonna like knock himself over. He's like stuttering. His beer falls. The table's advanced enough that it just sort of seeps up all the liquid, but he is fuming. This fucking game. I don't fucking believe this. And Ace tries to keep his composure and he goes, Nine Fingers, that's a $2,000 2072 debt to you. You only had 11 chips left. You've lost the game. I didn't fucking lose anything.
Pat, I need you to tell me the minute he looks like he's going to pull the trigger on that gun.
Because you said that before I said my next word, it is now, before everybody has to roll initiative. You can tell it is happening.
Pat,
What do
I
you do?
say telepathically to Bjorn and Venkara, I need you to look down. Elior,
Okay.
slides under the table, and as he does, he throws his hands up in the air, and everyone in a 30-foot radius sees the atmosphere around the table start to crack and shatter. As I cast Hypnotic Pattern, this is the crescendo of the song. It's the guitar solo. You are seeing all of the weave fabric vibrate in time with Elior's brain music, and it is causing a light show. They have to make a wisdom save of 16, and Elior is going to impose a penalty on Nine Fingers.
Fucking wild.
That's so cool.
All right, hang on just a second.
What'd you say? Look around at the table? Just kidding.
And I impose a D8. Now, people who are immune to Charmed don't get affected by this. But I am aiming to get as many people as possible, but especially Nine Fingers, to stop so that Elior can get up and start rallying the troops and just like cutting through the bullshit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Might not have gotten him.
So
That's alright. He still needs to know that someone very powerful is at this table.
He's too stupid to figure that out.
That's fair. He gets a -3 on his save. This is fucking crazy.
okay, so here's how I'm gonna do this. A 16, you said?
They have to beat a 16. Yes.
The crowd rolled a 10 plus a collective 2. The entire crowd is so stunned by the events that have just happened. Most of them don't even realize that they have been hypnotized. The few that do had no opportunity to do anything about it.
Beautiful.
From the right, Zebo. What save is this?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. This is um
I'm so sorry. Well, I just realized I
okay.
took up most of the evening with my turn.
What are you talking
You
about? I
didn't
thought I
start
took
your
forever.
turn
Like,
till
because
like
I have no fucking plan,
9:30.
dude.
You're good.
No.
Okay, the crowd. Sorry, I just want to make sure I crowd fail. Zebo. Oh no, he got that one. He failed. He got a even a +3. He only got a 13 though, so that's a fail. Zilbar, the droid rolled pretty well. He gets a 21, so he will succeed. Goron. That's a 14. Goron fails. Slider.
It's technically a 30-foot cube, but I think we can get everybody at 30 feet. That's a pretty significant distance.
A 30-foot cube.
Yeah.
Make an Arcana check, please.
Uh-oh.
No, there's no uh-oh.
A nat 20. Or a 22. What have I done?
We didn't really need a whole team for this campaign. We just needed Elior.
We just needed a college welcome.
We just needed to be told the backup dance before we go in.
I will say,
I'm just peeing.
with a natural 20 on that, with the positioning, the timing of everything, in the split, Elior has lived his entire life wanting to go out, wanting to see all these places, only ever getting these planetary assignments with Lyra. And in the past week, you have been to 3 different planets, had the friend of a lifetime die, meet alien species, talking rats, form a detective agency, become a captain, and all of that is just so much. And in this, everything seems to be flowing perfectly as this solo hits, as this moment, this thought takes place. Not only do you hit the thought at the perfect time just before you see shit hit the fan, but in the briefest moment, a crazy thought hits. This is kind of big. No one in here is over 6 feet tall. It just has to hit them. And you decide to not cast it in this room, boxing out this room. I won't speak for you, I guess, but the idea to just cast it high enough to potentially get down to the first floor as well. Your positioning is immaculate.
And I know that they're fighting right downstairs. Holy shit. Okay.
It
I am.
doesn't.
Oh, go ahead.
This pattern seems to blast out, radiate down, and through the floor, these inklings moving through planes, kind of bouncing through the hunger itself, a void, bringing ability in the absence of light, sort of any excuse for it coming through. And these spells, one over another, over the spirit guardians there, the weave itself is shrieking there, and you just catch it just enough. The music hits you, and you know something right there. You also see, sorry, I didn't even hit these, but you, with that, you will be able to catch the 3 figures and I guess the snakes as well that are currently within the hunger.
Well, you have to be able to see it though. Are you sure?
You got a natural 20
Oh,
for,
okay.
for that.
I can't
It hit me
see
that you have to see
my-
it, but it,
Go ahead,
My
Luna.
oh, but
question is,
hang
I
on,
don't.
through a floor and blind.
No, that's
The
that's my
Goliath,
question.
the Goliath, I think will hit. I think, yeah, a double, even through the nature of it, they are actively blind in the thing. But I think the Goliath who has gotten through it will still go through there. Sorry, what were you saying, Luna?
I don't know how the spell works. This isn't like you've charmed them, and if they get hit, it'll break it because I have tentacles in the thing smacking them.
Yeah, so that I think so with that too. I think it
So I
being
don't
on the
know.
Goliath is he's out of
Okay,
there already and has this like has been unblinded by the effect, and then this hypnotic pattern sort of breaking through here.
because if
I
it
think
doesn't
is
go all the way
Wait, so
down,
the
then
hypnotic
we
pattern is
can
coming onto our floor?
only
Yeah.
to the Goliath. You guys are
then we can sandwich it. I
Yeah.
don't want this to come all the way down and then my spell to be like,
yeah,
no.
no,
No,
I get you.
And
no.
I'm just like,
Um,
so low.
I will say, if I know it's going underground, everybody gets the message, unfortunately, except for Tenebris, that they need to
That's
look
fine.
away. Okay.
yeah, I will say with how it goes out, Tenebris is not in the spot where it goes. So
Okay.
because it will be further away anyway. So to catch that Goliath, it's going to be further off. So sorry. So you get Slider failed,
This is insane.
Goron failed,
Yep.
Zebo
Failed.
failed,
You haven't done Dovik or
Zilbar
Nine.
succeeded,
Yep.
Dovik just rolled, 10 minus 1 failed, and 9 Fingers has a -3. So what you impose is just a reduced modifier. It is
Right.
not a disadvantage.
Right.
So it will not affect his natural 20,
Ah, damn it.
unfortunately.
That's okay. I can still work with this.
You
So-
can't use your bardic thing where you can subtract from their score, right?
That's what I did. I already gave
Oh, right, okay.
three.
Never mind.
But that's okay. I just need to get the crowd to calm down, and I need to get
Oh,
people's attention, so it's fine.
do you want to roll for Ace, or is he
I
part of the...
just remembered Ace, Nat failed.
Oh, babe.
Also,
And the Goliath failed. So
Nice.
Zilbar passed.
Yep.
Nine Fingers passed. And that's it.
Elior ducked down under the table, mostly for dramatic effect. I like to think that as he's doing this, he is actively seeing like fiberglass weave things come up and he is playing them like a guitar to make the solo happen. He doesn't know how he's doing it. He's just fucking doing it.
they're yarn strings.
Yes, they're yarn strings. He's like, if I know how to knit, then I know how to pull strands of the weave and make them vibrate. Like this is just how this works. And as soon as the spell goes off, he's going to stand up very, very slowly and look at Nine Fingers directly in the eyes and say, "You have 1 minute to get out of here, or else you're dead. Not because of me. They're after you, and they're on to you." And I'm happy to roll a persuasion check.
Or deception. Or deception. Either one.
Or deception.
I will say this.
Or it's 10:30.
I would like Bjorn and Elior to roll initiative.
Another nat 20.
For fuck's
Jesus
sake.
Christ.
20 for
Pray
each.
to
Nice.
whatever god you have and thank them tonight.
I got a 13. It was almost a net 20.
Don't pray to whatever god you have tonight.
There's so much math going
Happy
on.
spring, everybody. Well, Pat figures out his shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry
happy
about that.
spring.
And then none of them matter because they're all hypnotized
Demeter
and no one's
Day.
gonna do anything. Okay.
Mercury Station's direct tomorrow. I'm so excited.
So
No more retrograde.
It hasn't been that bad.
Oh, for
Over
me,
here.
It's been rough, man.
it's been a tough time for us.
Everything else has fallen apart, but that,
Hmm.
Oh, thank God.
that's okay.
I'm
Good.
very happy for you.
so I will say this. Given the time, I think it is a good place to call it, unless there is I will do one more thing because you did just say something to him. But we will pick it up with initiative in a multi-level however this is about to go down situation. And I will say, as you look at Nine Fingers and say this, he has his gun, he is about to start firing. He hasn't even quite made up his mind as to who he's going to shoot yet. You saying that to him, he points his gun at you. And he looks around and he sees everybody is effectively stunned. The elves on the couch aren't, but they're still sitting there. And while it will be your turn at the start of initiative, when we pick up, he levels his gun at you. He goes, "You got 5 seconds to give me a reason why I should fucking trust you. I'm gonna blast your head all over this fucking room." And that's where we'll end the session tonight.
Jesus
All
Christ.
right.
Well,
Where's Bill?
I'm less concerned about pulling the trigger now.
Listen.
It seems like the shit has hit the fan. So if anybody's gonna go pull the alarm, I'm gonna let them use your action to do that. Go ahead, pull the alarm. Shit's going down. Oh no.
I had been sitting on the possibility of using hypnotic pattern in the event of an emergency for sessions now. And when you said they gathered around the table, I was like, yes.
Yeah, when you asked, I was like, yeah, I think I didn't know that was necessary. I should have, because Bard. But yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god. Well,
Yeah, I'm interested to see how you all choose to play this one out.
Ryan, what would you do with Barb?
What would I do with what?
With Barb. I got no second levels. I got no steel defender. What would she do?
At your level?
Yeah.
I'd hit things real hard.
Hit.
But I said no hit zone.
Hmm.
Conflicting instructions.
Consent is important. You can't without consent.
Oh, sure. The other option that you have is, I forget, I have to look at your spells, but you might have a buff aura that you can cast at this point.
Not today.
Already did that.
Not today.
You could play with the cat.
I did. I have a sanctuary, but it would go away as soon as Tenebris hit something. Which was the next turn because she got like a natural 20 on her initiative and I got like a 3. So
I can think about it.
yeah, I'm gonna send you some shit. Help me.
Okay.
I'm dead otherwise. I wonder why Lyra kept me in the ship.
You're gonna be okay. I trust Tenebris and I trust our crew.
I'm a child at 45.
Listen, I've only been doing this for 20 years, so you know. Not that much experience.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Congratulations.